here endeth the first week of the new school year. Whew! We've survived the traffic. Woohoo! But while we celebrate adjusting to the new classrooms and teachers, we must still prepare for the work ahead. On the show today, tips to stay safe this academic year. Plus, marketing skills for the youngsters. Stay with us as we kickstart the weekend.
The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is committed to ensuring that every Jamaican child has the best learning environment to thrive and needs your cooperation to make the education system work successfully.
What are the school's voluntary contributions for?
Co-curricular and sports activities and school development.
What amount are parents to contribute?
Your contributions are voluntary and the amount depends on the type of programs being offered by the school.
If my child is being denied access to school, can I complain to the ministry?
Yes. You can call or visit any of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's 6 regional offices or send an email to complaints@moey.gov.jm.
What support is there for PATH students?
PATH students are not expected to make contributions and are to be provided with 5 days free lunch as of this year.
Parents and guardians, do continue to make your voluntary financial contributions to your children's school. The institutions need your assistance for their school development and sporting activities. Remember, every child can learn. Every child must learn.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your GIS News for Friday, September 9. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government will be moving ahead with plans to develop the corridor from the Norman Manley Airport to New Kingston. The work will be done through the Urban Development Corporation.
Very important that when people come to Jamaica, the first thing they see are signs of development. The idea is to turn the port of Kingston Harbour, into a port of call for cruise shipping, and tourism, and home porting.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Thursday as he opened Carib Cement Company Sports Club and Wellness Center for staff. Located at Harbourhead in Rockfort, the building is a National Heritage Site and was a former air base during World War II. It was renovated over 10 months at a cost of $800,000. Prime Minister Holness used the opening to pledge government's commitment to finding constructive ways of restoring historical buildings.
With all the other things that governments have to do, we have to make priorities. But we have to find a way to weave into those priorities how we take care of our national assets, our historical sites. And that is now exercising my mind as to how we can make some of these sites into attractions that can pay for themselves.
Government has received endorsement from the United States government for its plan to achieve developed country status by the year 2030. According to U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica, Louis Moreno, the foundation is already here for the country to have a fully developed economy that provides prosperity for all its citizens.
The foundation's already here, a well-integrated service sector, well-educated and industrious workforce, reducing the burden of security and corruption, which experts estimate eat up almost 20% of businesses' budgets, will unleash the capital for investment and higher wages.
He was speaking at a U.S.-Jamaica Bilateral Relations Forum held at the University of the West Indies on Wednesday. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was at the forum and said part of government's plan for development involved aligning foreign policy with economic interests. He stressed the need for U.S.-Jamaica relations to focus more heavily on the economic interests of both countries.
The relationship in the next 50 years, it has to be development. It has to be on growing our economy so that we can stand truly as independent citizens, which is really what equal citizenship means.
The Ministry of National Security has signed a memorandum of understanding with an international NGO to explore the greater use of combat sport to engage at-risk youth living in communities impacted by crime and violence. Portfolio Minister Robert Montego says the partnership with Fight for Peace International will support other measures for making Jamaica safer for citizens.
The Fight for Peace program practically addresses 3 of the 5 pillars of the national security strategy. crime prevention through social development, reducing reoffending, and effective policing. Its impact is already being felt in the correctional system through their work with our juvenile facilities.
The organization, which started in Rio, Brazil, has been active in Jamaica since 2014 and is currently operational in 7 inner-city communities.
We focus on combat sports because in our experience, those have been particularly effective in getting the young people that we need to reach the most. So we use the sports as a hook to bring them in while also exposing them to discipline, to teamwork, to an alternate family, to a new way of identifying themselves.
Government is setting up a $50 million fund to provide support for families of babies born with Zika-related microcephaly. The condition is characterized as an abnormal smallness of the head, which is associated with incomplete brain development. Minister of Health Dr. Christopher Tufton says the fund will be used to support interventions to help families cope with the condition.
This $50 million fund is just another in the series of initiatives that we are implementing in order to try and deal with this particular ailment. What we will certainly be doing is to give support in the early stages, assist the child in areas such as early stimulation, the mother in terms of counseling, medication, support.
The minister says the move is a proactive one and is based on data which have shown that between 2 and 12% of pregnant mothers who have had Zika are at a high risk for having a child with microcephaly. There have been 35 confirmed cases of pregnant women with the Zika virus and 501 suspected cases since January 2016. And finally, the national cleanup campaign aimed at ridding communities of mosquito breeding sites moves to Hanover this weekend. Local government and community development minister Desmond McKenzie will lead a multi-agency team in a parish-wide cleanup exercise on Saturday. The goal is to remove bulky waste such as refrigerators, stoves, washing machines, sofas, and other material. The local government ministry is spearheading the national task force established by the Prime Minister to address the island's state of cleanliness, particularly in light of the Zika virus and other mosquito-borne diseases. Cleanup activities have already been undertaken in St. James, Portland, and St. Andrew. And that's it for GIS News Today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.
I remember when I didn't like school and Mommy used to have to wake me up. Tabla, hurry up. You're going to be late for school.
Hey, now that I have a tablet, you don't need to wake me up. Since Mommy and Daddy bought me a tablet, I use my tablet for all kinds of cool stuff. I use my tablet to read books. I use my tablet to learn about history and science. I use my tablet to help with my homework. I even use it to talk to my daddy at work. Hello, Daddy!
Learning is easy and fun with a tablet. Take care of your tablet, use it wisely.
Now that we're back at school, we must keep safe at school and on the road. Next, important safety advice for parents, students, and teachers.
See, the primary responsibility is to ensure that children, the care and protection of children and children who are at risk. So that's our mandate. We know that some children have to traverse the roads going home. They walk. We ask them to walk in pairs or in groups. We ask them not to play on the road, because they get distracted. For the bigger ones, we ask them not to use their mobile devices on the road because you are not as alert as you should be when you are distracted. As best as possible, accompany the child or have somebody accompany them. If you have a taxi person or a bus that picks them up, make sure you know the persons who are taking the children, Make sure you know the time they should get home. Have some way of being in contact with the drivers during the period to make sure that they are home when they should be home, so that if anything happens, you have a shorter window for action. What we want to say to teachers, know the students, know them, know their habits, know the general department and how they present themselves each day. So if there's a change in that, a child who is very talkative, all of a sudden not talking, withdrawing, a child who is crying, Of course, there are the physical signs, you know, a child with a broken arm, there's a burn mark, you know, and, you know, if you use an iron to burn a child, you would see the mark, you know, that kind of thing. So we ask them to be very observant. We ask them, and I know the PTA is very critical, so you get to know your parents, you get to know your teachers, right? So we ask the teachers, as best as possible, get to know the parents, so that if there is a change in behavior, even a slight shift, you can inquire as to what is the situation. Obviously, you could have the grades falling, for example. You know, a child who is in kindergarten starting to wet themselves again. And so if there is an issue, they have to do the regular reporting to the OCR. They can report directly to the CDA as well. We have responsibility for wards of the state, and I really want to appeal to our teachers, our school community. We don't want them to treat the wards of the state as being different from any other child. They talk about being stigmatized, you know. We talk about the children who are on path. You know, people really give you some horror stories about how they are treated. We want to encourage our school community, just treat them as any other child, right? Some of them have some special needs, you know, need probably a little more help, but we are asking that as best as possible look out for the children and our special needs children who are not like others in terms of physical sense probably, or even intellectually. We're asking that special provisions must be made for them within the school community.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice! High five! Woo!
A good education will never decay.
Junior Achievement Jamaica is creating a pool of talented marketers. Want to know what creative marketing methods can be employed by future entrepreneurs to garner sales? Watch this.
Come on, give me light, camera, action. Oh, that's for everything. Lights, camera, action.
And with that, the cameras, the phones, and the tablets got rolling as students from high schools across the island got to producing their first television commercial. It was all as a result of the Junior Achievement Jamaica Marketing Maven Commercialize Your Business competition.
The Marketing Maven competition is one aspect of one of our education programs we offer at the high school level, where students between 9th and 12th grade are engaged in learning about starting and operating a small business during the course of the school year. So the competition has been integrated into the overall program as a means of giving students the opportunity to really engage in the marketing, as the title suggests, of their product that they develop as a part of their company.
So for the competition, students were tasked with the challenge of developing up to a 60-second commercial focused on what their product was about and their target market.
We decided on a commercial because we wanted to really have them to take the opportunity to get really creative in thinking about, okay, I came up with this product idea as a part of the program. I'm developing my company. I know who I want my target market to be, but does that necessarily mean that they're going to buy it? How, you know, what creative methods can I incorporate to really get people interested in my product?
So, just how creative were they?
I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
This is Natalie, man. And we are going to energy taker, man, sir. Yeah, idiot. In your baby, that energy taker.
Not bad at all for high schoolers. top 3 commercials were Mayday High in 3rd place with their Bebida Energetica, Convent of Mercy Alpha Academy in 2nd with their Fabric Craze cushions, and the winner, the Rusty's High School in Hanover with Twinklets.
In light of the increasing demand for electrical power and the costly nature of imported oil, which has resulted in high electricity bills, and the growing concern for our environment globally, our company decided to focus our commercial on sustainable development and energy conservation through our energy-efficient products, Twinklets.
We learned how to use the Adobe After Effects software and other technology which enabled us to create what we wanted. We also learned that when marketing a product, there are various elements to consider as it relates to using the most effective medium to reach our target market. And also, teamwork makes our dream work.
Judging was done by a team from Junior Achievement Jamaica, assisted by representatives from the Jamaica Information Service. Several factors went into deciding the winning ad.
They targeted a sector that many Jamaicans are challenged with, which is energy conservation. So when you see the product now and their idea of how you can find simple ways of achieving that, it was very interesting.
The competition has not only rewarded students, but has undeniably taught critical marketing and video production skills to these youngsters.
Not only do students get to learn the theoretical aspects of business, they also get to put into practice what they learn. They learn about marketing strategies and types of advertisements. During the Junior Achievement Program and the Marketing Maven specifically, they get to see everything come alive. So not only are we teaching them to own their economic success, we're also teaching them skills and tools that will help them to be worthwhile citizens in a global business environment.
We are Rusty's High School, winners of the Junior Achievement Marketing Maven Competition. Our motto is, Labor Amelia Winkit. Keep watching Jamaica Magazine. Woo!
Come on, give me light, camera, action. Oh, that's for everything.
Play is very important to the development of children. It allows them to use their creativity and develop their imagination. Through play, children interact with the world around them. They learn how to work in groups, share and resolve conflicts.
They learn rules and they learn about respecting others and waiting turns and setting their own rules and guidelines for their games.
Set limits, but allow your children to play. It will help them develop the confidence and resilience needed to conquer future challenges.
In achieving Vision 2030, 100% literacy is necessary. The government has partnered with the United States Agency for International Development to implement a literacy program within schools. Take a look.
Reading and comprehension, fundamental building blocks for all future learning. Challenging as it may be for some children, the Ministry of Education has a long-standing mantra: every child can learn, every child must learn. And with that vision firmly in sight, the ministry has been on a mission to improve the literacy levels of children. Between September 2013 and August 2015, it collaborated with the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, to provide technical assistance to the National Literacy Program. The Partnership for Improved Reading Outcomes strengthened the comprehensive reading program in hundreds of schools, 450 in Year 1 and 300 schools in Year 2.
The activity reached over 100,000 students, trained over 1,000 teachers, delivered 125 parents' places, and provided thousands of reading books to schools. 87 reading coaches were employed to work with the National Literacy Team, providing direct support to teachers.
The literacy team provided direct support to teachers from grades 1 through 3.
Special attention was given to gender-sensitive instruction, as it is important to understand issues related to the instruction of boys and girls. A gender specialist who worked with the team developed a gender manual that is of tremendous value to the system.
Parents' places were also established in schools to teach parents how to help their children to read.
Under this project, the ministry reported increased interest in learning by students attending schools where parent places are established.
The partnership for improved reading outcomes between the Education Ministry and USAID has borne fruit.
We are pleased that the grade 3 children who benefited from the various interventions were among those who surpassed expectations in the recent grade 4 literacy test.
The program assisted the ministry in surpassing the 2015 to 2016 literacy target. The goal was for 85% mastery of the grade 4 literacy test, but the actual result was 86.5%. With the successful completion of that reading project, the Education Ministry is again partnering with USAID on another literacy venture. This time, it's the USAID Latin America and the Caribbean Reads Capacity Program.
This LAC Reads Capacity Program supports early grade reading and aims to increase the impact, the scale, the sustainability of early grade reading interventions in Jamaica.
The 5-year program, which was formally launched in March 2016, is being rolled out in 8 countries and will end in 2019. It will facilitate the collection of information associated with early reading from birth through age 8. For example, information on the impediments to reading. The data will help to craft solutions that will guide policy decisions.
Participating countries will remain connected, share resources and experiences, while actively using the evidence gathered to inform policy decisions, and implement approaches and actions to improve early grade reading.
It will be coordinated by the American Institute for Research, and EduConnect Jamaica will implement the program in Jamaica. The Education Ministry has endorsed the initiative. Permanent Secretary Dr. Marie Smith says the research will assist in the crafting of programs that promote critical thinking.
As a country, we are going to have to pay special attention to how we think. It is not an incidental outcome. It is something for which we must be purposeful, we must be intentional, we must be deliberate.
The Ministry of Education, partnering with the United States Agency for International Development to improve the literacy levels of Jamaican children.
The media landscape is awash with commercials offering a variety of loans, but consumers be cautious about these seemingly attractive deals. Loan companies sometimes practice overlending to consumers and impose excessive fees and onerous contract terms. If you are seeking a loan, try to approach reputable organizations like banks and credit unions. Consider these points before you borrow: the purpose of the loan, the terms and conditions including the type of interest and the associated processing fees, the period for repayment, and other non-interest related charges. If you think a loan offer is misleading or false, contact the Consumer Affairs Commission. Call 906-5425, 906-8568, or 906-0813. They are located at 34 Trafalgar Road, Kingston 10.
If I cross, you da cross, beg you cross, make me pass. Them you crossing here is crosses, you know. Good line. You know, see, car and truck back at me. Hear the agony one day that blow up. Mrs. walk fast and cross. Pick me cross, make me pass. Lady, go along and mind your business. Old man, make up your mind. Walk between the white line. What a crossing them crosses there is. All right. Go along no ma. All right. Where you turn up for, sir? Oh, they know they want to do that. I see. Them a meet. Them a greet. Oh, them a kiss. What is this? Then turn back together, eh? Now me chance come at last. As them cross, I go and pass. I must a old man, I must beat a old man to this. By the hook or the crook, lad. One police a look. Pass on no lady. You're right away, miss. From the east, from the west, like a plague, like a pest. Them a come 1B1, 2B2. This crossing a stop we from pass, make them cross. But nothing a stop them from cross, make we pass. Them ya crossing ya is crosses for true. Aye, aye, aye.
Ah, My Dream by Louise Bennett. Me dream me was a wash. One big tub full of dirty clothes. And the worstiest and the dirtiest one them belongs to me cousin Rose. And once me wash and rinse and wring and hang them out for dry, me cousin Rose sit down one side and watch me with bad eye. She tease me and she taunt me. She cuss me and she mock. Sometimes she flash me here as a box. Sometimes she cad me back. She had one big bag full of bread and cake and bun. And one by one she yam them off and she never give me none. Me say when they lick them bun me so. And I feel me jaw da swell. Me temper boil. Me vengeance go. Me heart ball out. Rebel! I swear that I would must find a way for wounded cousin Rose. So I think it would have had her if I start maltreat the clothes. I fling down some, I tear up some, them threaten and them plead. I say who not talk to cousin Rose, cause it's she caused the deed. And some say them sorry for me, and some start cuss me off. And cousin Rose sit down one side and shake her head and laugh. Ha, 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 ha. Then I feel like a bug in a big pool of DDT. Then I hear a voice say, keep hot. You know what's so rough, don't she? Cause dog a sweat, but long hair hide it. Mouth a laugh, but heart a leap. I know everything was shine a gold piece. And me jump out of me sleep. Ay, ay, ay.
We've come to the end of Jamaica Magazine for this Friday. Thanks for spending time with us. Remember to keep up to date with the latest government information. Join us online at jis.gov.jm or watch our YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our other social media platforms. You may also catch a new edition of Jamaica Magazine tomorrow on this very station. Until then, I'm Audrey Williams. Have yourselves a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.